Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to go over why you have not seen the 2021 Diesel Jeep Gladiator lately, why I haven't put videos out in a while, and then we're also going to go over an update on our 1979 Cherokee Chief project. So make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Kevin Irwin. If this is your very first time to the channel, we have mostly been going over the 2020 Jeep Gladiator, and then of course we got the 2021 Diesel Jeep Gladiator, and that's kind of been a lot of the channel. We have done some wheeling trips, and then of course life got busy and we had a couple kids, we moved, and a lot of that stuff has slowed down. So what happened to the 2021 Diesel Jeep Gladiator? I'm going to start off there first because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering that. Then we'll jump into a Cherokee Chief update and kind of what we're planning for the future. So the 2021 Diesel Jeep Gladiator is sold. No! That's right, guys. It is sold. So why? Why did I have that thing for a little over a year and get rid of it? Here's the answer why. So it was my daily driver and it did not fit my kids very well at all. Now we have two kiddos, we have three different dogs. One of them doesn't really go anywhere with us. Sometimes we like to take the other dogs different places. So, and then of course I am 6'2", about 225 pounds, so I'm not a very small guy. And as a daily driver, the 2021 Diesel Jeep Gladiator on 40-inch tires got old. And here's what I mean. Essentially, when you drive something on 40s, especially if you guys know, I mean, you are wearing down, especially as a daily, you are wearing down pretty much $3,000 worth of tires. Majority of 40s are about $3,000. Sounds good? Yep, bye. When you drive your daily on a 40-inch tire, here's essentially what we're doing, guys. And in the beginning, I didn't care about this. I was young. It was badass to have a vehicle on 40-inch tires as a daily driver. Well, when those tires started to wear down, they got extremely loud. Now, I've talked multiple times on this channel about my profession of being a real estate agent. So I'm constantly on this. I mean, as you guys saw, just got interrupted by a call. I am always on my phone, so it got very noisy in the truck, and I would never ever want to take anybody around in that truck because it was so loud, hard to get into. So at the end of the day, it just didn't make sense to have it as a daily driver anymore. So essentially, I wanted to keep it and get a daily driver, but I wanted to get a nice enough daily driver that I wasn't going to have to worry about issues with it breaking down because I'm driving hundreds of miles every single week. I ended up selling the Gladiator. It hurt. I'm going to tell you guys right now, when I traded those keys in, gave them that truck, walked away from it for the last time, I got emotional. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, it was tough to get rid of that truck. That was pretty much a $90,000 truck. I mean, I had a ton of money into that truck. As you guys know, we put a lot of that money into those trucks and we can't really get it back out. So I could not justify getting like a $35,000 truck that's a daily, which is what I ended up getting. I ended up with a 2018 Chevy Silverado, had 70,000 miles on it. Beautiful truck, bright white. I'm sure you guys will start seeing some pictures of it. I'm gonna start building that out for overlanding because the cab was a lot bigger. And not to mention that it's not on 40-inch tires. It's on 33 by 12.5-inch tires, and I just had brand new Nitto Ridge grapplers put on it, super quiet tire, still going to do what I need it to do off-road, and it's a docile-ish, it's a docile truck to overland with and for a daily driver. Now, when I say the ish, I already had Dylan tune it, and it's a totally different truck. I'm gonna have a video coming out about the tuning process. He's super intelligent with tuning and how he tuned that truck, the reasons of what he did so that you guys can kind of see that and see, the differences between that truck. It's night and day to the point where it chirps the tires shifting into second gear on an automatic transmission. So that's the reason why. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Gladiator for you guys. You know, that truck was pretty sweet. I was having a lot of problems with the emission systems on that truck. I kept throwing check engine lights. One time I was on my way out to Grand Haven in Muskegon, and it threw a check engine light, and it was for the DEF system. Well, it stopped working. It wasn't working properly, and it just started burning through DEF fluid like crazy. Don't know what was wrong with it. I ended up taking I had the taser on that truck, and I ended up clearing the code so I could get it home, and it stopped doing it. I'm not sure what was wrong with it, but that truck has been in the dealership for emissions issues 5 times now, which is a very big inconvenience, and the dealerships have been getting annoyed with it, and most of the time they didn't even have a vehicle for me to drive while that thing was in there for warranty work. I saw some horror stories of guys that had their diesels down for a very long time, and the dealership couldn't get parts for them, so they couldn't even drive them. To be honest with you, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for it to break down on me and me not to have a vehicle or have to go rent something or whatever, or have to drive my wife's vehicle, and then it's a pain in the butt with the kids. You know, I just didn't have time for that. So I almost bought another big diesel truck that was all deleted. It was a Cummins. I loved the truck, but I was like, you know what? At this time in my life, with where my businesses are at, let's get something that's super low maintenance, which gasoline engines are super low maintenance. You know, every 60 to 70,000 miles, you got to change the spark plugs and make sure your air filters are good and change the oil, and that's pretty much about it, unless a water pump fails or something like that. You don't really have to do much to them. I love diesels. Don't worry, I will be in another diesel. The next truck is going to be a full-size diesel that I'll have a full-size overland vehicle, but I'm going to pay cash for it. I'm done with debt, guys. You know, I don't know about you, but you see a lot of people on Instagram that have all this nice, fancy, crazy stuff. Majority of that stuff is financed. And I'm 33 years old. My businesses were flourishing, and this winter we got hit really hard. So my income dropped dramatically because I'm an entrepreneur, and sometimes you can be way up here and then you can go way down here. And I'm sick of that. I don't want that in my life. It puts unneeded stress, more gray hairs. You know, who wants gray hairs? So I decided to leverage down significantly. So instead of a $65,000 truck is what the Gladiator was, I dropped down to a $30,000 Chevy. That's a very nice truck, very good condition. We're going to use that for overlanding right now. We're going to put a bed cap on it. It's got good tires on it. It's got good suspension. It's going to go and do the stuff we want to do here in Michigan. And we're still going to be able to go out and have fun with it. Now, what does that mean as far as wheeling goes? Well, you guys know that I've got the Cherokee Chief here that I'm working on. So we're going to do an update on that. But before that, because I'm going to get up and get out of this chair and do an update on it so I can actually show you guys what we've done to it. I am, like, after we get this thing running and driving, and I've got a fair majority of it done, because let's be real, Jeep guys and women, we are never ever done building these things. And if you are, you're lying to yourself, because there's always one more part we can buy for these things. I want to build a JKU. I've had 3 different JKUs, and out of all the Jeeps I've owned, I liked that one the most, and I don't really know why it is, but it just is what it is. So I want to get, I'm either going to get a wrecked JKU. I want to get the newer interior dash, like the 2012 to 2013, you know, up until it switched over to the JLs. I want to get that style so that, you know, it's not old as my 07 was, and it's not as new as my JLs were. And then I'm going to build the crap out of that. I'm going to put 1 tons under it. It's going to get 43s. It's, you know, maybe we'll see if we go 43s. I just see everybody, it's like 43s are the new 40s. I'm gonna, no expenses spared on that rig. But here's the difference here. The beginning cost of that rig is probably gonna be $20,000, if that. If I can find a wrecked one that is not severe damage, you know, if I can need to change fenders and stuff like that, I'll probably end up going that route just so that I can save a little bit of money if I'm gonna start ripping parts off of it anyways. And that's gonna be my toy. I'll probably end up with $60,000 or $70,000 into it, but it'll be after it's like insanely built. I'm talking, I want to put an LS3 in it. I want to put, you know, PRP seats. I did get sponsored by PRP seats, and just so you guys know, like, people probably ask this all the time. No, PRP does not give me free stuff. People probably get asked this stuff all the time, like, oh, it must be nice to have all this free stuff. It's like, we partner with these companies to rep their brands. i.e. this badass hat. So if you guys want one, go get one. But I buy this stuff. I do get a discount on it, but it's not like it's insanely discounted. I just love these brands. I love repping these companies, and I love to partner with them. So if you guys have been wondering, like all these YouTubers getting free stuff, yes, there is sometimes you'll get some free stuff. Like the bed rack on my Gladiator, I did not pay for that, but it was a prototype and it had some issues, but it was still very functional. We were the beta testers for that rack. So the production rack for trail racks that's out now is beefier, it's thicker. They changed the design a little bit because of the guys they sent those to. So there is times that we'll get free stuff for R&D, stuff like that, but I'm not just getting free PRP seats and free steering wheels and all of the stuff that PRP has. I am partnered with those guys. Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna get off of that subject. I just know I've gotten questions about that, so I wanted to throw that out there to you guys. So that thing's gonna be a full build. I want it forever. I wanna keep it for a long term, do everything I want to it, and be able to pull it to different places around the country in order to wheel with everybody, put it on a trailer, bring it out there. It can be driven as a daily driver, just like this thing will be able to if you want to take the toy out. But that's the thing, it's a toy, it's not a daily driver. So what does that mean for this channel, guys? Well, obviously we're going to be doing a lot more videos on this thing. We took a break because we're building the businesses. Like I said, during the winter time, things went down, and you know, with the supply chain issues with getting parts, sometimes our parts are taking a really long time to get to us. Obviously, if you guys are trying to get coilovers, you know. I did get my Kings, my 2.5-inch Kings for this. I got lucky to find those in stock, but then I'm waiting forever for the shocks for the rear. So we're gonna get back more into that. I'm gonna start building that Silverado out for overlanding. If you guys want content as I build that out for overlanding, drop it down in the comment section. You know I built this channel on Jeeps, so I don't know if you guys want me to do that. If you do, let me know. Or otherwise, we can wait until I get my full-size diesel, because that'll end up being a brand new truck, or you know, a very new truck with very, very low miles to build out for overland, and you know, that thing will end up getting sold. Anyways, let's get into this Chief and kind of where we're at. Let's show you guys what we've done so far, and it's turning out pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited. Let's go. All right, guys. So as you can see, the LS is in. We've got some really nice mounts right there. I will put down in the description whose mounts those are. But the engine is in. If you guys don't know about this engine, it was professionally built by Dylan Bradley at Beechwood Performance in Grand Haven, Michigan. And he is a beast with these LS engines. He knows everything about them. So this thing is built with some insane parts. It's got diamond pistons in it. It's got a stage 4 BTR cam. It's got H-beam rods. Like, this thing is built to wind out them RPMs all the way to 8,300 and bang it off the rev limiter. Probably won't go that high, but we're still going. This thing's gonna be super rowdy. It's gonna sound insane. So I can't wait to show you guys that. So we got the engine in, we got the transmission in. We're running a 4L80 on this build, and then we're gonna do a 241C transfer case. As far as the inside goes, there's that gorgeous PRP steering wheel. Oh, you guys, if you have not felt the PRP steering wheel, the suede, and just the build quality of these steering wheels, they make really good stuff. So I have on order right now the quick disconnect. So we're gonna pull this steering wheel off. We'll see, it's not super, super loose in there. So we're gonna probably rerun this steering column for now, because it's really not that bad. So we've got some rust repair. We gotta pull out that floor. I've already got the floor pans. That one is already started. We've already pulled out some of that. So I'm gonna wire wheel all of this carpet stuff, you know, clean this out real nice, probably rhino line this black. And then I don't know, I haven't decided if I'll end up putting carpet in there. I like carpet because it cuts down on the road noise, but if you ever get this thing wet, you know, who knows. So up there, we got to pull that out still. We're going to dyno mat everything on the inside, probably put a new headliner up there and get this thing as quiet as we can. Pull out those panels and put dyno mat behind those, probably reinstall them because I don't think it looks too bad. We'll maybe change the color. We're gonna get a PRP bench seat for the girls. And then of course we're gonna be getting PRP seats for the front. This is gonna go bye-bye. We're gonna get a different dash in there, and we'll custom build something for that, but that's god awful and it's hideous, and whoever started building that built it before I had this truck. You know, as far as the dash goes, I'm trying to decide on the dash, guys, because I do have a black dash that I pulled out of another Cherokee Chief. Hold on, we'll show you. So I have a dash that's in really good shape. It's got all the symbols on there. It's not cracked or anything like that. You know, I'm trying to decide if I want to put that in there. Why I'm deciding if I want to put that in there is because it's a lot of work to get those dashes out, because that other one was a crap ton of work to get the dash out, and you had to pull the windshield out in order to get the dash out of these things. And I don't know if I want to try and find another windshield for this. Now, the one downside to this windshield is, you know, this was an Arizona truck, so the windshield is actually kind of sun-baked, so it's got like a yellowish tint to it. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do there. I'll make a decision here shortly because, like I said, it's a ton of work to get that out. I broke the other windshield. I tried my best not to break that windshield, and it still broke. And it's got that rope design. I have no clue how to put that windshield back in. I'm sure I could call a company, you know, so I guess what is going to make that decision is if I can call and find somebody that has a windshield for this. If I can find somebody that has a windshield for this truck, I'll go ahead and rip that out, pull that dash out, and put, you know, the nice dash in there, because I want to make the inside of this truck feel amazing for the family. I want it to be, you know, it's not going to be super quiet. It's a 1979 Chief. It's going to bang around a little bit, but I want it to be, you know, if I'm jumping it, because it's going to be able to do that, especially with the shock system we're putting on it and everything that we're putting on it. If the tires leave the ground when it lands, I don't want it to feel like the thing's going to fall apart. So we'll make a decision on that shortly. Now let's show you guys this rear axle, because the rear axle has the 40s on it, the mounts that we've built for it and that John has built for this rig. Look at that. That stance. What do you guys think about that stance? I think it's gorgeous. Ugh, I cannot wait for this truck to be done. So we've got the 40-inch tires. We've got some brand new KCM beadlocks on there. It's turning out really, really good. So we have the 14-bolt all stripped down, ready for the truss, which is right there. We've got a Barnes four-wheel drive truss system for this. Got the new U-bolts that also came from Barnes four-wheel drive. And these are the mounts that have been custom built by John in a V shape to give them strength. You know, we're not talking little baby steel here, guys. These are beefy, and of course they're just tack welded on right now. They'll all get finished welded later. We still got a lot to do on this rear end, but I think it's gonna be nice and flexy. Those are 63-inch Chevy Leafs. We took one of the Leafs out, and it's pretty flexy. I mean, we'll see if it's too flexy. If it is, we'll put another one in, but the back is probably gonna get 2.5 or possibly even 3-inch kings. So I want this thing to be able to float on the dunes. You know, for us here in Michigan, we have Silver Lake sand dunes, and I want this rig out there. I want to be able to fly through the dunes and do hot laps in it. That's why I'm building it the way I'm building it, and I'm not cheaping out on parts. It's going to take me a little longer to get it built, but it's going to be able to handle everything that I throw at it. And that's what you know, everything that I build, I don't like to put cheap stuff into it, because when I'm done, it's going to be a premium product. That's why this engine, I did not spare any expense on this engine. It is built to handle what I'm doing with it, and it's going to be able to put the power where I want it. And it's not all horsepower. This is a custom built cam. It's not just an off-the-shelf BTR cam. We call it a stage 4 because it's got the stage 4 specs, but it's a torquey cam. It's built to be able to launch out of the hole and go wherever we want to go in this thing. So that's kind of what I'm doing with it. Now the front, we have an 05 Super Duty axle that will be going up here with 2.5-inch kings. They are gorgeous. If you guys have never seen kings in person, they're absolutely gorgeous. Chief is well on its way. I'm super stoked about it. And let me know what you guys think down in the comment section of where we're at with this thing. And also let me know down in the comment section, should we keep this thing red? I am leaning towards yes. But I'm just curious what you guys think. If you think we should keep it red, or, you know, if we should paint it black, or, you know, whatever, should we paint it blue? I don't know. I'm thinking it's gonna stay red. So I appreciate you guys watching. You know, I'm sorry I haven't really posted videos lately. I'm gonna get better at it. You know, when I sold that Gladiator, guys, my gosh, I miss having a Jeep so bad, and it's only been a month. You know, obviously I still have a Jeep, but this thing is, you know, at least 6 to 8 months from moving, if not longer. So I don't have any Jeep right now, and it's like a piece of me is missing. I've got to get a Jeep back. It's in my goals. I will have another Jeep this year. It's just a matter of when and what. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out, lets me know that you guys are liking this. And until next time, have a good one, guys. Go wheeling, go have some fun out there. We'll talk to you soon.